How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us today. Appreciate it. Okay, Mr. Chair, it does look like we do have our quorum that we need. Let me make one last check here. Mr. Chair, we do have a quorum, so what I'll do is I'll pass the agenda over to you. I want to just make sure, Arosa, you're all set on your end? Perfect. And Jordan, I know on your end, thank you for helping us out today. Appreciate it. We're going to go ahead. I'll pass it over to you, Chair Saldivar, if you can bring us, bring the meeting to order.
All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order at 4:04 p.m.
Okay, that moves us to item number 2 on the agenda.
Pledge of Allegiance. Would everyone please stand up? Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That will move us to item number 3 on unscheduled public communication.
Mr. Chair, we do not have any, we have no unscheduled public communication.
All right, that'll move us to our next item, scheduled communications.
Mr. Chair, we have no scheduled communications at this time.
All right, correspondence.
We have no correspondence.
All right, motion to approve minutes on April 14th, 2021.
I second the motion.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor by
Chair Saldivar.
Chair Saldivar. Do we have a
Vice Chair Pedigo, second the motion.
okay? I'll take a quick roll call on this. And actually, I'm going to back up before we approve the minutes. If I can, I just want to take a quick roll call,
Okay.
if I may, since we do have everybody here. And then we will come back to approve the minutes, Mr. Chair, with the motion that's on the floor.
All
So
right.
we kind of went really fast through those first items. So I'm just going to go through our quick roll call here, and then we'll take a roll call on the approval of the minutes for April 14th. Commissioner Chu.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Vong.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Fennell. Commissioner Fennell. Okay. Commissioner Garashi.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Kwan is not going to, will not be present tonight. Commissioner Ratana.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Pedigo.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Enriquez.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Roman. Commissioner Roman. Okay. Commissioner Saldivar.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Castro.
Here.
Commissioner Para.
Here.
Thank you. Commissioner Gonzalez will not be here. He is starting the police academy, the Anaheim Police Academy, so we wish him all the best. Commissioner Rice.
Here.
Thank you. So currently, right now, for our records, Rosa, we have 10 present that are at today's meeting. All right, Commissioner Saldivar, we have a motion on the floor and seconded by Commissioner Pedigo to approve the minutes. I'll take a roll call on that if I can. So this is for the approval of the April 14th minutes. Commissioner Chu. Commissioner Chu, you're muted.
Aye.
Thank you. Commissioner Vaughn,
Aye.
Commissioner Garashi,
Aye.
Commissioner Ratana,
Aye.
thank you. Commissioner Pedigo,
Aye.
Commissioner Enriquez, Commissioner Enriquez,
Brian?
Aye.
thank you.
Brian,
Yes,
so I have on my notes that Commissioner Enriquez was not present for that meeting.
I have, she's on our call right now.
Yes,
She logged in.
no, I just noticed that are present on the day of April 14th. I noticed just now that Commissioner Shu, Wong, Kwan, Enriquez, and Roman were not present. Is that
Okay.
something to note?
I think that it would still be something that we approve.
Perfect. Okay,
Yep.
thank you.
You're welcome. Commissioner Saldivar,
Aye.
thank you. Commissioner Castro,
Aye.
thank you. Commissioner Para
Aye.
and Commissioner Rice,
Aye.
thank you. Rosa, for our records, that we have a total of 10 ayes approving the minutes. So I will accept the approval of those minutes. Okay. Mr. Chair, pass that back over to you. The minutes have been approved.
All right, thank you, Brian.
Thank you.
For the next item will be the new business. Anaheim Youth Commission renewal of term. Brian?
Yeah, so as everyone's aware, thank you, Mr. Chair. I know we have sent out a flyer and I've kind of given an indication, sent out just to put some feelers out there to everyone who is interested in returning for the second year term of the Youth Commission, which would be next year. We would be starting year after the summer. Some of you have indicated that you're returning. If you are returning, this was just a reminder that you will need to be sure to submit your application. And everyone was sent a flyer for that process. So if there are any questions that you have, please refer to that flyer or contact myself directly, and I'll be able to kind of walk you through the steps that are needed. But just for purposes, I know we will have a little bit of turnover. Some of you are either moving out of state or going on to university that's outside of Anaheim. So your positions obviously will need to be filled, but this is just a reminder that the renewal of term applications are due by Monday, August 9th. The applications are online at www.anaheim.net/boards and commissions. If there are any questions that anyone has, you can either contact myself or our city clerk at 714-765-5166. And that is to take part in the next year's Youth Commission. So I know some of you have indicated that you will plan on returning. Some of you have indicated that you will not be returning. So I just wanted to make sure that everyone's aware that if you do plan on returning, you will need to submit an additional, not additional, but you'll need to submit your application for your second year of the term. Okay? Any questions? Okay, seeing none, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you, Brian. The next item on our list is a youth commission photo. Brian?
Okay, and that it looks like I'm on the agenda for the full meeting here. So Youth Commission photo. So unfortunately, because of just logistics and us getting back open, we were unable to facilitate everyone being together at one point in time. So unfortunately, it looks like we won't be taking a group photo until our next year's term. However, I hope that you enjoy your polo and you wear it with pride if you are not returning. And those who are going to be incoming, we'll be sure to make sure that they have a polo and we'll take a group photo and continue the good work of this body. That's the plan. So the work that we've accomplished during this term will be carried over into the second year term. And also we will be in a position to carry through the ideas that we've discussed over the whole course of this past year. So, but unfortunately, we just weren't able to get everybody together, and we thought that it would be important that we get everyone on this last meeting and have a quorum virtually versus, in person. So I appreciate everyone's flexibility and changing of the meeting. I apologize that we couldn't get everybody together for a group photo, especially with our newly designed polos. Mr. Pedigo, thank you for designing that along with your colleagues. I think it looks very sharp, and obviously, like I said, I think at some point or another, we'll carry that brand on through to the next term. All right, Mr. Chair, I'll pass it back over to you.
All right, thank you, Brian. The next one on our list is end of the year report and recommendations. Brian.
Okay, thank you. So, Mr. Chair, this is kind of for, this is going to be for the entire body, but also this is just more for a discussion for you as the chair of our youth commission and Mr. Pedigo as our vice chair. We actually, what I would like to do is help assist you with putting together this year's recommendations that we, as a report, so that when the time comes that we are asked to report our findings of this past year and the things that we've worked on over the past year and accomplishments, that we put something together. So I want to make sure that that's something that gets finished up here before the end of the summer and before the start of next term. It's kind of important. You guys are all representing youth of Anaheim. And so the things that we've worked on, I want to make sure to include in the report and any ideas that we've come up with or discussed during this process so that we can share with our teams that are here at City Hall and with the elected officials that have put you into this position. Mr. Chair, if you want to go into subcommittee on this, or if you want to work independently with Vice Chair Pedigo to kind of give a synopsis, we can kind of work offline, and I can help you kind of formulate the report just so that you have an idea of what we're kind of looking for.
What do you say, Pedigo? Would you want to make a subcommittee or?
I mean, I think the both of us could probably just deal with it. If someone wants to join, then that's fine. But I think that the two of us could probably do the majority of it.
Oh, yeah, I also agree.
Okay, so Mr. Chair, what I'd like to do is, if we can, if you guys want to just form that small subcommittee on your end, we'd need a motion to form that small subcommittee for the chair and the vice chair to put together. It doesn't need to be a long report. It could be one page with some of the findings that we had during this year. But I want to open it up to everyone if anyone wants to be involved in that process. But we would need a motion on the floor to, have a small subcommittee of two, meaning the chair and the vice chair, to work on this report to submit our end of the year report and recommendations. These recommendations will be carried over into the second year term also. So please keep that into consideration also. So the work and discussion that we've done over the course of this year will be carried out in year two.
Okay, so would you want me to put a motion? So
yeah, if you want, that's fine. So
yeah,
go ahead.
So a motion to approve on a subcommittee for the end of the year report and recommendations.
I second the motion.
So if there's anyone that would like to join us, they can, so we could get a report out for the second year that's coming.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor that the chair and the vice chair will be working on a report. And if we can maybe have a date that's kind of set that'll be submitted, then we'll take a roll call on that motion on the floor.
You want a date?
Yeah, so to give you some time, let's take a look at a calendar real quick. Does July 1st work? Does that give you enough time?
Because July 1st, I think I might be going on vacation around that time. July 1st
Okay.
through the 7th.
Okay. Mr. Pedigo?
Yeah, that's fine with me. That's plenty of time. I mean, we could always just work on it in between that. Like we probably shouldn't do it up to the deadline. Knock it out
Okay.
sooner
I
rather
feel
than
like we
later.
should do it sooner, yeah.
Yeah. So that should be
Okay.
fine, right?
So why don't we shoot for June 25th?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so we have a motion on the floor to submit end of the year report and recommendations by June 25th. And I will take a roll call here on this subcommittee. Commissioner Chu,
Aye.
Commissioner Vaughn,
Aye.
thank you. Commissioner Garashi,
Aye.
thank you. Commissioner Ratana,
Aye.
thank you. Commissioner Pedigo,
Aye.
Commissioner Enriquez,
Aye.
thank you. Commissioner Saldivar,
Aye.
Commissioner Castro,
Aye.
thank you. Commissioner Para,
Aye.
Commissioner Rice,
Aye.
thank you. Rosa, for our records, please, this motion passes with a total of 10 yes votes. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate that. I look forward to seeing the report. And obviously, I know that there's some previous business that we'll discuss later on our agenda. Okay, Mr. Chair, I'll pass it back to you.
All right, that'll lead us to our next item. Additional youth commission meetings, July and August, Brian?
Yeah, so this, unfortunately, I left this on the agenda just to kind of discuss. And the purpose for it, I was hoping that we were all going to stay, that this group would be all together for our second term, but unfortunately, we're going to have some of our youth commissioners go on to universities that are outside of Anaheim and or will not be returning. So I think this would be technically our last official meeting for this term. I was going to recommend that we have meetings in July and August to try to keep us together. However, because we won't have a quorum, and maybe this could be something up for discussion for everyone, is for those of you that are returning, would you be interested in having holding meetings for July and August? We wouldn't be able, if we don't have a quorum, we're not in a position to officially vote on anything or vote on official business, but we can still meet and have discussions about some of the ideas that we have for year two. So I want to throw it out there. Mr. Chair, if you want to kind of steer that, if kind of get an idea of who's returning and who's not. Does anybody have any feelings on that?
So I think we should put like a thumbs up if you guys are like returning so we can see. You guys don't really have to talk. You just gotta put a thumbs up.
Okay, so right now, yeah, so maybe we actually will hold off. We only have right now on this call, we have 3 that are returning. So like I said, there's going to be lots of vacancies. And to be cognizant of everyone's time, I want to make sure that we have a quorum so that we can meet. We will probably pick back up like we did this past year in October. Once we have all of the other vacancies filled. So I'll go ahead and we'll go ahead and move on to the next item on the agenda.
All right, the next item is previous business, social media subcommittee. Ideas and framework, Vice Chair Predigo.
Unfortunately, no updates, scheduling issues.
All right, that'll lead us in our next one, the youth symposium, subcommittee ideas and framework, Vice Chair Predigo.
Same as before, no updates, scheduling issues.
Thank you, Mr. Predigo. Lead us in our next item, informational items.
So, Mr. Chair, before we move to any informational items, I just want to kind of touch upon that end of the year report. If I could please ask that we include the social media subcommittee ideas that were discussed. I know Commissioner Ratana and Commissioner Garashi had a lot of good ideas that were related to that. I'd like to ask if that could please get included in that end of the year report, along with the youth symposium. These are your official recommendations to the city council members that elected you into these positions. So I just want to make sure that we identify what that business looks like and how we're going to continue that framework moving forward into the second year term.
Okay.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
The next item is item number 9.
So the next item, informational items. So you're
Okay.
asking for sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead. If you have questions, you can ask.
So for the end of the year report, could we add anything else, or we just have to do stuff but we've been doing? Like
Yeah, you kind of have to do the stuff that we've been doing because those recommendations are things that we've all voted on over the course of this past year. So to identify something new would be excluding your colleagues on the youth commission and not allowing them the opportunity to provide feedback to you through that process.
Okay.
Okay. So it's just giving an update. It's providing an update of where we're at. But Mr. Vice Chair, you could include the branding of the Youth Commission with our new logo and our new brand. So there's a lot of things that if you go back through your records and look through your agenda items, there's a lot of work that we did vote on. So you just kind of want to reflect that through your agenda items and reflect that in the report. Okay, Mr. Chair, I have no additional informational items scheduled for tonight.
All right.
And believe it or not, that brings us to item number 10, which
All
is
right.
which is adjournment. So before you adjourn tonight's meeting, I want to just before we get to the end here, I want to congratulate all of our graduates who are that are moving on to universities or going into the workforce. And I want to thank you for your commitment to the Youth Commission over the course of the last year, and especially during the COVID pandemic. We actually we got through a whole full year. We only had one meeting that we didn't have a quorum for, and the rest of the meetings we had a quorum for, and we were all together. So I am very proud of this group. I'm very proud. This has been one of the best groups that we've had come through the Youth Commission that has really fulfilled their obligations and of service to Anaheim youth. And I want to commend everybody. And I want to wish everybody, obviously, a wonderful summer as you go in and enjoy your summer. And then obviously, as you continue to go seek higher education through university or college or going into the workforce. So I just want to thank everybody. For those of you that are going on to your senior year of high school, I want to congratulate you also too. Senior year is one of the fantastic years. And obviously, I look forward to working with everyone that will be returning next year's term. So everyone has my direct contact information. So if you need anything, please let me know. I will be taking one last roll call before we adjourn today's meeting, just so that, or excuse me, I will take one last roll call via email just to confirm that who will be returning and not returning. So please keep an eye out for that email, as I'll be sending that out. I have already sent one out. I just want to confirm that who will be returning. Okay. Do we have any commissioners who would like to say anything or have any questions before I pass it back to the chair, who will adjourn our meeting? Okay, seeing none, Mr. Chair. And then obviously our chairs, I want to thank you for helping us guide our way through. Appreciate your professionalism throughout the past year and definitely getting us as far as we got through with the items and business that we got through this year. So thank you again, appreciate it. Mr. Chair, that'll bring us to item number 10.
All right, thank you, Brian. Next item, adjournment. Next meeting will be determined.
Thank you. So we'll go ahead and adjourn this meeting at 4:30 p.m. Rosa, for our records and for the minutes. So the meeting is adjourned. So just so that everyone kind of has an idea of where we go